Collective. Alright, so let's get started on your reading. So what everyone is up to. Alright. So let's see what this energy is picking up on. I'm feeling kind of a transitional type of energy. Feel movement. Let's see. Deep cellular healing. You can't see from that far, but I'm gonna try anyway. Arcturus energy. This is physical and emotional healing. Perspective, right? This is all about how none of this matters. Zoom out, find common ground, so this is about trivialities. And maybe a bit of like, when you get to that point in your spirituality where you're just kind of like, well, shit, it doesn't matter what happens at this point, like the whole Zen process is to just be one with the process, right? Just let it be what it is. And it's kind of funny because it's always the least, like people who do the least spiritual practices who tend to understand it a little bit better, right? And the ones who don't struggle for meditation, the ones, because there's a way of doing that, you get yourself tired from work, from life and all that, and then you get into your house and you can sit in meditation pretty fucking easily, because you're tired, your mind isn't reeling, right? That's kind of like how the Shaolin monks, do their meditation through action. They get themselves tired and they put themselves in that state, that in-between state of waking and sleeping. And that's really the ambition of meditation, right? It's like the more you effort it, the more you're like, you wake up in the morning, first thing in the morning, and you're like, I'm gonna sit in this energy between waking and sleeping. That's pretty fucking hard, right? Your mind's gonna be reeling, trying to wake up while you're trying to put it back in this, like, it's like sometimes your mind just don't work like that. It just doesn't. And you're more in alignment with actual spirituality when you're not efforting it so hard, right? Like the Tao is the way. It is just being. It's not efforting something so hard. It's not having the strictest diet or being, like even your self-discipline, like you don't gotta be so extra about it. I mean, I understand the benefit in it. And if people saw my personal regimens, they'd be like, you hypocrite, right? Because there are aspects of my life that are pretty disciplined. However, I do know how to get myself in the present moment and how to enjoy the fuck out of the present moment without the dogma, right? Without feeling like, oh no, this might not be a spiritual activity. Fuck it, to me, every activity is a spiritual activity because I'm a spiritual being having a human experience and I'm going to enjoy this human experience. I'm going to see what the humans are doing, right? What are y'all doing? What kind of fun are you having? So it's like, I feel like you're reaching this point in your spirituality where you're getting it. You're learning like, okay, maybe life is really not so complicated, right? And maybe it's not as cryptic to get to where you want to be as you once thought it had to be, right? Because all the holy books will make it seem pretty fucking cryptic, right? They make it seem like it's this whole ordeal, And it's really not that big of a deal. The most spiritually in touch person you'll ever meet is probably a 3-year-old. Okay, and they understand it. The whole purpose of meditation is to get you in the present moment, to get you living in your present moment, not mentally going into the future, trying to, figure out your outcomes, trying to manipulate the universe to give you certain outcomes, whatever. It doesn't owe you that. And then with the past, like dwelling on the past. Well, the past doesn't exist anymore, so what the fuck are you dwelling on? It really is all about just being present, right? That can be hard. When I catch myself reeling, I'm like, time to dance, time to sing, time to do something that brings me into my present moment, I think that's probably my most rigid discipline is staying in the moment and not, and even that, I ain't perfect at it. Like, my mind likes to veer off too. Like, it's a mind. It's gonna do that, It wants to remember shit that I don't actually want to remember, Hold on. I'm gonna turn off my alarm. But it's just, tis what's tis. So, I ain't even pulled the tarot cards. I'm still on the oracles. I was feeling this energy that I'd be doing a lot more talking than pulling because of that. I just felt it. So. Queen of Pentacles. I love that this is your energy. This is what you're coming out as, right? The Queen of Pentacles is very wise, right? Very detail oriented. She focuses on well, to be honest, I'm seeing a lot of this Capricorn energy in it. The earth energy, right? She is the queen of the earth, right? Discs, pentacles, that's all earth energy. And so it's like mastery on the material plane, knowing how to make money, knowing how to be abundant, knowing what is important to hold on to and what isn't. I really like this energy though. I feel like it's very solid. Queen of Pentacles is somebody who, even if you're having any financial problems, I'm seeing that being not a problem. The way she's holding on to her pentacle here, I feel this energy that you should be saving your pentacles. Save your monies. I've been saying this a lot the last couple days, but I feel this energy of, in order to get to where you want to be, you need to start saving up your pentacles. You need to be on top of that shit. This is part of your healing, right? Because not all healing is emotional. Some healing is financial, right? Sometimes we need that financial healing. Or maybe we've been on spending sprees, or maybe we're in between jobs, or whatever the case is. Right now, I feel this energy of, if you want more abundance to flow towards you, show respect to the abundance you have, right? Hold on to it. Don't be so quick to throw it away, to give it away. Like, I feel that the universe wants to bless you, but it doesn't want you to just give it away, right? And sometimes that's a thing, Sometimes you give back to the world in a different way, right? Sometimes you give back to the world in a way that doesn't cost you money. For example, I do tarot readings, right? I guess it costed money at some point, but, like, there's other ways of doing it. You can do pendulum, and you don't even have to do it in this format, you could just be, like, a motivational speaker. You could be a writer. You could be doing something. There's another way to give back to the world without having to take it out of your wallet, and that was a hard lesson for me too, because I'm a giver. I want to give everybody everything. And there's people in my life who, I would take the shirt off my back to make sure that they had clothes, and that's probably, been detrimental to my own financial situation, I'm sure. And I feel like right now you're being called to pull the reins in and be like, okay, we're saving up for what's important now. And what is important? What are we saving up for? Let's talk about that. There's always a reason. So I have the Death card in reverse, and then the Hermit card, right? So I get it. You're in the resurrection, right? Death in reverse is rebirth, resurrection. After feeling defeated in, a situation or whatever. The Hermit, Virgo energy, right? We got Scorpio and Virgo, water and earth. I'm not saying that that's super relevant, because that could be at any point in their chart or your chart or whatever, somebody's chart. The Hermit, though, is telling me that it's time to maybe take some time to yourself, get some introspection, work on your projects, work on your work. Right now is not the time to be a social butterfly, right? It's time to let's get down to business to defeat the Huns, right? That's what I'm hearing. It's time for you to discipline yourself in a different kind of way, right? Like, you've had a lot of fun, and now it's time to get down to business. But that doesn't answer why. Well, I guess it kind of does. Because in this resurrection, this rebirth, you're going to need a new life, right? Your new life can't fit in the same mold that your old life did. That means new friend groups. If you even choose to have friend groups, right? That's the thing. With the Hermit energy, you might be really focused on your goals, your ambitions, getting shit done. That's priority number one, right? And anything else, it's like, I feel like that extra stuff is what you're being called to kind of not invest your wealth into, right? Because, like, if you're going out all the time, even if you're working all the time, so you're making all this money, if you're going out all the time, then you're just throwing that money away. Like, all that you worked for, all that you're just throwing it right back away. And when you're being called to save, it's like sometimes you gotta not hang out with your friends, because friends are expensive as fuck. Sometimes you gotta spend some time alone, make coffee at home instead of going out and getting coffee. Like, drink alcohol at home. Have your friends come over and have them drink with you at your house. Like, there's no reason to be going to the bar spending like $10 on a drink, like, when you could spend like $20 on a bottle and then be drunk like all night. And guess what, chicken butt? You don't have to worry about getting a ride home because you're already home, right? Or whatever. Being fiscally responsible means like making those kinds of decisions, right? Those decisions might not be the popular ones. It might not put you at the center of some attention, It might not, be all that you would like it to be, but it will be fulfilling in the end, because you will have saved up, you will have been responsible, you will be able to afford more extravagant fun, like going off to Costa Rica and shit, and just from being responsible in little ways, Just those little ways. It goes a long way. Ten of Cups tells me that you are getting your wish fulfillment, right? In order to get that wish fulfillment, though, there's certain energies you gotta let go of. Like I said, there's a sacrifice happening. The Hermit card, followed up by the Princess of Wands in reverse. There's somebody here, a little drama princess, or something. There's like an energy here that is draining the life out of you. That's what I'm seeing. It's like draining the life out of you. And with the Eight of Cups, you're being called to walk away from it. Alright, this could be a friend, a relationship, something that's costing you a lot of money, right? But it's like, with the Three of Swords in reverse, I don't feel like it's going to be super heartbreaking for you. Actually, I feel like this is part of your healing process, creating these kinds of boundaries and walking away from energies that are depleting you of your finances, your emotional well-being, all that. Your time, time's a fucking big deal. Four of Wands. Imagery here is about completing a cycle. Alright, 10 also, the number 10 is about endings and new beginnings. So yeah, this is like a spiritual, I feel like you've been tested by spirit, certain energies coming in your life, and it's like, oh, are you going to accept this? Or are you going to demand better in life, Are you so fixed on having fun? Or are you fixed on being successful, right? Think about it. Elon Musk works 120 hours a week because his dreams are that important to him. I don't see anybody else doing that, to be honest, right? I don't see anybody else doing that. Except perhaps me, oh no, I've already invested. Whenever I'm at home, I'm working on something. And that's the thing, though. There's a lot of sacrifices that we have to make for what's important. It's like when you have a baby and you can't go out drinking with your friends, and you have to just accept that life is changing and all that shit. It's like, I feel a similar kind of like needing to release like a lifestyle that's not serving your best good, right? Your highest good. Because the universe wants to bless you, wants to throw in these, these blessings for you. But it's like, as soon as you get a blessing, you're throwing it right back out. And it's like, you're really being called to save up. Do some side hustle shit. Focus on what's important to you. Seven of Wands tells me that there are so many directions you could take your life, and don't waste it just having fun, right? Fun is great. I'm not saying it's not, but it's not everything. And eventually, life will be a lot of struggle if all you're doing is having fun, because it requires a lot of work also. A lot of effort, a lot of saving, a lot of sacrificing. Three of Cups, yeah, tells me that You've been drinking, hanging out with friends, partying, probably smoking weed, whatever. That's what I'm seeing with Three of Cups. You've been kind of out in the world doing the thing. Four of Wands tells me you need to get your house in order. This cycle needs to be completed. It's this energy of growing up. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Right? Not even me. Seven of Cups. There's been a lot of debauchery, right? So debauchery in this sense is like indulgence, right? I see you going out, hanging out with your friends, partying. Three of Cups, right? Seven of Cups is like really looking at your options in regards to love and connections, and probably not even love, probably just connections, you know what I mean? Like, which happens, and I do see this energy of having a lot of romantic options and really like being in it, like really paying a lot of attention, almost too much attention on those romantic options when there are bigger important things that you should be focusing on at this time, like your life. Knight of Swords in reverse. You struggle to cut off these cycles or this energy. You struggle to put an end to it. It's like if you catch yourself having free time, the first thing you want to do is go hang out with your friends or go do something, get out of your head and into the world, right? And I feel like it's really calling you to go back into that hermit energy and really do what is in your best interest, It's part of being your own parent, right? When we grow up, that's what we do. We become our own parent. And we have to be the ones that have to make the decision to be responsible, to focus on getting the bills paid, to save money, to do the things, And it's not to say that you can't have fun, but fun should not be the focal point of your life. Fun should be an afterthought after your responsibilities have been taken care of, like, and that's the hard part of growing up, and sometimes you can just have fun at home, like, for a lot cheaper. There's no reason that you need to be on that whole other level. Sorry, my alarm's going off again. Alright, so yeah, you're really just being called to walk away from what you don't want to walk away from. Three of Wands in reverse. I feel this energy of like, you're like, but I don't want to stop hanging out with these people, and I don't want to stop doing this, and da-da-da. It ain't me you gotta answer to, It's your damn self. At the end of the day, at the end of your life, Do you ever want to retire? Do you want to live a comfortable life where you're not stressed out about bills and about all that other shit, Where you're not feeling broke all the time, right? Because I guarantee you, if you're going out all the time, you're feeling broke all the time, okay? No matter how much money you're making. Interesting. So with the Death in reverse and now the Tower in reverse, I feel that you're rebuilding your life, right? You probably went through a breakup and now you're like back into your social circles, or like you probably moved and you're like getting back into that. I understand that, as you're rebuilding your life, wanting to be surrounded by people you love, going and having fun, doing the whole thing. I feel like you got to be very picky about the energies that you entertain, Like, who can be your friend without money? That's how I figured out who my best friend was, actually. Who can be your friend without money? When you ain't got shit to offer, who still wants to hang out with you? who was like, you know what, fuck, we ain't got money to go out, but we could just watch some Doctor Who, or we can do some arts and crafts at the house, or we could smoke a bowl, you know, like whatever. Although bowls do cost money, I guess, but if you ain't got weed at your house, like, I don't know what you're doing with yourself. Everyone needs weed in their house. That's the one thing I would say. You should probably spend some money on that. Eight of Swords. Yeah, it's like there's something that you're not seeing. It's almost like a self-imposed prison. Six of Wands. A lot of people like look up to you, appreciate you, recognize you for who you are, right? I see that, like, maybe that's what keeps you in these circles too. It's like all the admiration you get. Like, you walk in that place and it's like everyone's happy to see you. You know, everyone, you know, it's like you're admired. You're deeply admired. With the Six of Wands. And what are you not seeing though? The Eight of Swords. Prince of Swords in reverse. Seven of Pentacles. Art. There's like an artist that wants to work with you. Some sort of creator. Could be like a music collaboration, an art collaboration. Whatever the case is, somebody here wants to work with you. Somebody sees a lot of benefit in that. With the Six of Wands, I feel like this is going to get you a lot more recognition than you realize. Five of Pentacles in reverse tells me, like, this is going to be a good opportunity for you, right? This is not an opportunity that wastes your money, but helps you gain the money, right? So, you know, maybe instead of going to the bars and doing that, maybe collaborating with your friends in different ways, you know? And art projects and different, you know, like grow together with your friends, you know, make it a fun thing, start your own business, because I do see that potential here. Like, don't waste time. Don't waste time. You have talents, you have something to offer the world, and I see that the world is waiting on this Six of Wands. Keep coming back to that. Notoriety, right? I feel like people know about you. You're kind of in a spotlight. Vishvamata. Looks like me. I'm just kidding. Although you may be in circumstances that you would prefer not to be in at this time, you are actually in a position of unrealized spiritual power. You will gain benefit from what is transpiring. When the relevant learning and personal growth have been acknowledged and integrated, these circumstances will give way to a more favorable situation. That sounds like a promise to me, right? I like this reading. I feel like this is really good. It's basically just redirecting you a bit, but I feel like you just have some talent. You have this unrecognized ability here that you really need to be tapping into. And it's like you have the time for it. That's what I'm seeing. You have time for it. So get in, dive into it, dive into the thing. You know what it is, whether it's music, painting, whatever the fuck. Dive in. And don't waste your time on trivialities, trivial bullshit. That ain't what you're about. You're about success, right? You're here to succeed. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have for you. Namaste. I love you guys, and I'll catch you later.